Hey everyone, welcome back to Invert Age. My name is Keith Blondin, just a guy trying not to fall apart as I age. I'm rejuvenating myself. So far, I'm having great results. If you're struggling with hair thinning, male or female pattern hair loss, you probably haven't heard of, or maybe you have, the term scalp fibrosis and how it's slow death for your hair. Mainly I'm referring to male pattern hair loss through my own experience, but the remedy I'll talk about can also help females. But what exactly is it and how does it contribute to hair loss, especially in the temples and crown? Well, I'm going to tell you about it and why it has been a key factor with my hair loss. This discovery and the remedy is helping me get my hair back. My hair isn't great, but it's come a long way from where it has been. But first of all, why isn't scalp fibrosis really talked about in the hair loss remedies circles? Well, it's all about money. There's no money in companies curing you of scalp fibrosis to stop your hair loss and get your hair back. But that same factor applies to most of our body if you've been paying attention. If there's no money for the company in the remedy for you, they will not help you, even if it's the best remedy. There are a lot of remedies for hair loss that don't work or have marginal results for a lot of people. Yes, some may work for some people and that's great for them, but I'm here now for those not getting results what companies are selling, like topicals such as minoxidil. That really didn't save my hair. Or taking oral DHT blockers like Propecia, or red light therapy, or hair supplements, or whatever. Today I'm going into the science behind scalp fibrosis. If you're losing your hair, you must learn about the very common factor of scalp fibrosis. They aren't telling you about it, but I am. I have scalp fibrosis. You can't see it. You can't even tell you have it, but it leaves signs. It first hits the temples and the crown. If you are losing hair there or on the top of your head, hear me out. I want to help. I've helped myself and others when I found out about how to target it. I'll talk about how scalp tension can lead to fibrosis and what you can do to potentially reverse the damage and get your hair follicles back to their best. Understanding scalp fibrosis. Let's start with the basics. Male pattern baldness or androgenetic alopecia is a common cause of hair loss, but what many don't realize is there is a key factor at play, scalp fibrosis. But what is it and why does it matter? Fibrosis happens when the scalp becomes stiff and tight due to the buildup of scar tissue. This buildup occurs when certain stress factors like prolonged tension in the scalp lead to the production of collagen and other fibrous tissues. These tissues can form thick, dense areas that restrict blood flow to the hair follicles. I have no idea why I have scalp tension. I'm the oldest of 3 brothers, and my 2 other brothers don't have any hair loss. They both have thick follicle hair from my father's side, and I have my mother's thin follicle hair. I'm not a stressful guy, and I guess my scalp skin is just pulled too tight. Scalp fibrosis is also referred to another name, tight scalp. Feel your scalp. Does it feel really tight? You want it to be tight, but not too tight. Too loose, and you know what that is. The first areas affected by scalp fibrosis are the temples and the crown, and that's where it hit me. These are the spots where male pattern hair loss often starts, but how does the tension on the scalp cause this? Scalp tension can be caused by a variety of factors: stress, tight hairstyles, poor posture, natural aging process, or in my case, genetics. Well, I think my case is genetics with aging based on both my brothers having full heads of hair. But it could be other factors too. But regardless, I have scalp tension with fibrosis. This tension pulls on the scalp, which might seem harmless at first. However, over time, this tension can affect the blood vessels in the scalp. As the tension builds, it can cause micro tears in the skin, triggering an inflammatory response. This leads to overproduction of collagen, which in turn forms scar tissue. That's right. What starts as tension can slowly lead to fibrosis. This is where the fibroblasts in our skin repair the damage by forming extra collagen, which makes up scar tissue. You can't see the scar tissue, not like my back where I have a huge scar from a third-degree burn. With this burn scar, I had a skin graft, and the skin is more stiff than regular skin. The same thing happens on a much smaller scale on the scalp. The fibrosis scalp restricts blood flow, and this impacts the health of the hair follicle. When this scar tissue forms, it literally cuts off the blood supply to the hair follicle. Without adequate circulation, the follicles can't receive the nutrients and oxygen they need to grow healthy hair. As a result, miniaturization of the hair follicles occurs, leading to weaker, thinner, and eventually dormant follicles that can no longer produce visible hair. You may be able to see miniaturized hairs on your forehead or on temples. Take a black comb like this and see if you can see the hairs. Put it on your forehead with the light at the right angle and preferably a magnifying mirror, and then you might be able to see some very small hairs. Those are hairs that have been miniaturized. These are the hairs that we want to wake up. Even if you can't see them, there are follicles that can emerge. So how can you reverse this process? Fortunately, there are a few remedies that can help rejuvenate the scalp, reduce fibrosis, and promote healthy hair regrowth. This is what I do to get good results. What I do improves the condition of the skin to enhance blood flow. I use a very targeted 3-step daily routine that gets results. It does work. The level of your results will be related to your stage of loss and also your commitment to fix it with this 3-step process. In fact, even if you have some other form of hair loss other than fibrosis, it can help with stopping hair loss and bring in regrowth because it helps with scalp health and circulation. I'll be 60 years old in 1 month. Me getting new hair growth at my age is really amazing. I thought I was screwed with no chance of reversing my hair loss other than getting a hair transplant. But that's not really fixing the problem, and people that get hair transplants will eventually lose hair again if they don't fix the source of the issue. The sooner you start targeting scalp fibrosis in your aging process, the better. The longer your hair has been lost, the harder it is to get back. I started losing hair in my 30s. Late 30s is when I really started noticing it. Around 40, I started taking minoxidil topically. Maybe it slowed down my hair loss, but I continued to lose hair. Supposedly, from what I hear, our hair loss stabilizes at about 45. My hair loss was not fast. It was gradual, but most of my loss occurred in my 40s from what I can see. But it seems it continued little by little after that. Okay, so here is what I do to target scalp fibrosis. This is a 3-step process. I do all of them to get results I'm getting. I still have a way to go. I still have new hair coming in. Instead of waiting for my end results, I figured I'd share the journey with you so you can join in with me in regrowing hair now. You can start seeing results in as little as a month. So here we go. Remedy 1, deep scalp massage. One of the best ways to break up tension and reduce fibrosis is through regular deep scalp massages. This helps stimulate blood flow, improve circulation, and relieve the pressure that builds up from tension. Focus on areas where you experience tension, typically the temples, crown, and along your hairline. Gently massage in circular motions with your fingertips for 10 minutes a day. I do it for 15 minutes, but do it at least for 10. I do it on the temples, along the hairline and the forehead, and over the top of the head in between. Basically all the points of loss or thinning. Not only does this encourage better blood flow, but it breaks up the excess collagen that contributes to scar tissue. Don't slide your fingers over your scalp. Do it in a way where you move the scalp skin over your skull. Your fingers don't move, the scalp moves. Do it in circles. Push, pull, twist, shake. Don't do it too hard. Be gentle, but give it a good massage. Important, if you want the best results, do deep scalp massage at the same time you are doing what I'm about to tell you. Remedy 2, scalp inversion method. By inverting your body, gravity helps to increase blood flow to your scalp, which can rejuvenate the hair follicles and improve hair growth. I accidentally found out about this. I had a spine issue and I was trying to fix it, and I was using an inversion table. With only using an inversion table and no other hair remedies, I saw new hair growth. Baby hairs started coming out where I lost hair. That was a real aha moment for me, and that's when I started going down the longevity rabbit hole. To do this, you simply hang upside down for a few minutes each day by laying flat and letting your head drop off the edge of a bed like you did when you were a kid. Or you can use an inversion table like I do. There's also the option of yoga hammocks. Inversion tables and yoga hammocks are better because it gives you more gravity, blood pressure to your head. But for that reason, not everyone can use an inversion table or a yoga hammock safely if you have health issues. Ask your doctor if it's okay. See my full video on inversion and do it safely. Link in details. The key is to allow gravity to assist in pulling more oxygen and nutrients to the follicles, which can help stimulate growth. Regardless of your inversion method, do deep scalp massage at the same time. While you're swishing your scalp skin around, the extra flow of blood can help with regeneration of blood vessels and hair follicles. Remedy 3, microneedling. Microneedling uses tiny needles to create micro-injuries in the scalp, which may seem counterintuitive, but it actually helps stimulate the production of collagen and encourages the repair of scar tissue. This also activates scalp stem cells, which can regenerate blood vessels that have been harmed by scar tissue. I use a derma roller, but derma stamps and derma pens are also an option. I use 1.5 millimeter needles, which is as deep as you want to go. For me, it's rather painful. Some use 0.5, 0.75, 1, or 1.25. My current roller is ready to be replaced soon, and I may reduce the length a bit or get used to the pain. Not sure if it's related to the gain. I think my scalp is sensitive. You have to injure your scalp a bit to make the concept work, but everyone is different. Play around with it a bit and see what's best for you. I think maybe 0.5 may be a bit too shallow of a micro injury, but everyone is different. Get quality micro needles, don't cheap out. I got this one for about $20. You'll have to replace them after some time depending on how much you use it, maybe 3 to 6 months. You want the needles nice and sharp. I do micro needling every other week. Some people may do it weekly. Make sure you clean the needles in rubbing alcohol before and after you use it. I use the roller front to back, side to side. You can also do crisscross. You want to make a decent amount of punctures. Your scalp will look red where you microneedle. I don't get any bleeding, it just gets red. Expose your scalp the best you can while using the microneedles. Part your hair where you can. The small punctures trigger the body's natural healing process, which leads to formation of new, healthier tissue. This can help break down the fibrosis and restore better function to the hair follicles, encouraging hair growth. Make sure you are practicing good health habits for your skin. That's what your scalp is made of. Good diet. Avoid processed foods and added sugar. Collagen peptides can help. Make sure you're not deficient in zinc, K2D3, magnesium, and taurine. Deficiencies in these can make your scalp unhealthy and it could lead to fibrosis. Just common sense health habits will definitely put you in a better position with your hair. Scalp fibrosis caused by tension in the scalp can indeed contribute to hair thinning and baldness. But with the right tools and consistent care, like deep scalp massage, scalp inversion, and microneedling, you may be able to reduce the effects of fibrosis and give your hair follicles a fighting chance to regenerate. Remember, there's no one-size-fits-all solution and results can vary, but it's worth giving these methods a try. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button. Subscribe for more longevity tips and drop a comment if you have any question. I'd love to hear from you. Until next time, take care of your scalp and your hair.